Bonjour à tous. Thank you for coming. My name is Felix Burning, and this is Giuseppe Vescina, and we are Team HART. Perfect. We're proud to be on the stage today to present the advancements of our team for the past 3 years and present to you or we would like to unveil our future activities that we will do in the coming years. So we're a student team from the Netherlands at the Eindhoven University of Technology. Our team was founded in 2020, and nowadays we consist of 12 members from 8 different disciplines and also 8 nationalities. So it's all students working together in this team at the university. Team HART is a team focused on human augmentation research and technology. And our mission is to become more than human. So we try to push humanity beyond its biological borders. We want to free people with physical impairments from those restraints. So basically right now we focus mainly on visual and hearing impairments through our 5th sense, the sense of touch. So essentially by harnessing the power of haptic feedback, we want to create a sort of language of touch. So this is our sleeve that we have developed over the years. It started in February 2021 when we created our first proof of concept, which was sort of crude, but it proved what Team HART could achieve, and that's what counts. So throughout a couple of iterations and 3 years later, we have created technology that has integrated circuitry inside the sleeve. We use better technology. We have a wireless connection to our user interface that we created. We use custom PCBs, 3D printed fabrics, you name it. So we made our sleeve a lot more compact and a lot more user-friendly, and it is ready for implementation. So this is our 5th generation that we will use in user tests that are coming up very soon. Our sleeve features 24 motors that can that can vibrate. And basically it vibrates in independent, in sequential or synchronized manners, and those create sort of haptic patterns. And these haptic patterns are very distinguishable. There are 39 different patterns that are created from these 24 motors. And through some training that we have developed, you can learn the sort of haptic language, basically. And these 39 haptic patterns relate to 39 so-called phonemes. A phoneme is essentially the most basic building block of the English spoken language. So it's not exactly the same as the alphabet. It's a little bit more advanced because as we compose our English language, we create sounds that aren't exactly reflected by our alphabet. So by learning these 39 phonemes through our learning environment, you can learn this language of touch. So phonemes allow us to translate a word like this, phone, with 5 different inputs into phone. Essentially the same sound and thus has the same meaning, but it's a lot more concise, and that allows us to keep up with everyday conversation, because it's very difficult to have these haptic patterns occur in a quick manner so that you can keep up with conversation. So by using little tricks like this and by using better technology, we've been able to cut that down to keep up with conversation. And that leads me to our first application of our technology, which is the user testing of verbal communication. So basically we want to help hearing impaired people be able to have normal conversation again. So there are many different ways that hearing impaired people can have conversation, right? You have different sort of communication that people can learn to interact with you, like sign language or what we call tactile signing. And tactile signing is basically what we base ourselves on. It's where the partner that you talk to signs letters on your hand, and you can interpret that. So that's basically the same thing that we apply just to our sleeve. And the sleeve is worn on the arm, where you have motors on the top and on the bottom. And instead of having someone sign on your palm, the motor sort of sign, the vibration you feel sort of signs on your arm, which is a lot more seamless, and it also allows you to communicate with a much larger audience of people, because not many people know nonverbal communication. So this way you can just talk to someone, and our sleeve will interpret that and translate it to a language that you can understand. And that leads us to our achievements. So our team started 3 years ago, and so far we have made news internationally, which is quite cool. And we have attended many conferences, also some this year, as you can see, Giuseppe. And we've also won some competitions at the university and outside to get funding, basically, because we are a student team. We lack funding, as always, as any other startup. So it's great to win competitions like this to get our name out and to get more partners. So with having presented our past achievements and our present endeavors, I'd like to hand you over to Giuseppe, who will explain the future of Team HART.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. So we came across after our accomplishments, we came across this very dramatic figure, which is that 65 to 70% of communication is nonverbal. And I really know this, I'm Italian. We do a lot of hand gestures, a lot of funny expressions. But imagine how challenging this is for a person that can't see, for the blind, for the visually impaired. So we soon got to work after our verbal application on working on the nonverbal. And we also wanted to, once again, prove that in the haptic market, on this market that leverages touch, we can prove that there's applications for this in accessibility, that it can help people. So we got to work, and we finally have a demo, which if you pass by our booth, which is just outside, you can try on the sleeve. You can see really that thanks to this, he called it a language of touch, you can understand facial expressions, for example, or gestures. And in this version, in this demo we have, it relies on the camera of your laptop, but in our next development and our next iteration, it's going to have a pair of glasses with a camera that enable you seamlessly in real time, that if you're talking to someone and you can't see, the camera, thanks to AI, and that's why we fit this conference, reads the face of the person in front of you, and you can seamlessly feel it on your arm. So, yeah, these are our next steps. So now we want to finalize the product. We want to really, as I told you, these glasses, we're working on them, but we also want to make the sleeve really wireless, but also comfortable, because user experience in this case is really important. And a difference in a percentage and the users recognizing the patterns is really meaningful, because we want to allow them to really understand nonverbal communication. So then after this, we will perform experiments. We have a few planned in the next months. And we're doing it with the university in Eindhoven. And then we will hopefully publish a paper. And there's a real chance we will become a spin-off. We will become a startup, perhaps. And this is something that has already happened in Eindhoven with a few student teams. So I'll give you an example. There's one called Lightyear, which it was born from a team that worked on solar cars. But it became now a company with over 1,000 employees. So who knows? Fingers crossed. Use the nonverbal communication there. Huh? So these are our partners that are making all of this possible. We really have to thank the university, because if it wasn't for the university, this wouldn't even exist. So big thank you to TU Eindhoven. Then Newways has also supported us. It's a company in the semiconductor field. Then Open University was fundamental in working out our software that reads the face thanks to AI. So big thank you also to them. And we are even part of the Human Brain Project, which basically bridges the gap between neuroscience and technology. And it's a European initiative. And yeah, that's it. This is our goal, actually. We are planning this year on raising 20K, which can really help us develop further our technology and get the exposure we want for our goal. We want to really help people with this technology. And if you think there can be a partnership opportunity, reach out. That's our email, but you can even find us here. So thank you. Oh, any questions?
No. We have a minute open. Anyone?
Anything.
Yes.
I have a question about the clinical encounter of a doctor and a patient who cannot see. Do you have any plans in testing this approach that you have developed?
Yeah, so at the moment we are planning on doing an experiment. So we have tested really and small trials on our own. So we're still waiting for the input of patients, for example, even to see the ease with which they can learn the patterns. And that's also a theme that we're working through.
I think some applications like in the healthcare industry will come at a later stage once we have proven that the technology actually works. So then we will get more specific to see where it's actually most applicable. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.